Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good day to our lecturer, Madam Zuraidah, and to all of you. Today, my groupmates and I would like to share our information for the topic inflation in macroeconomics. Before we start, I would like to introduce myself. Hi, I am NURLAILY BINTI AHMAD TARMIZI and these are my groupmates. In this presentation, we will discuss these contents. Now, what is inflation? Inflation is when the value of money decreases over time, leading to higher prices for things we buy and use. It is measured by looking at how much the prices of a group of everyday items and services go up over a year. If inflation is high, prices are rising quickly, and if it's low, they are going up slowly. For this assignment, we have chosen Argentina for our research. Argentina is a large country in the southern part of South America. It is the 8th biggest country in the world and the 2nd biggest in South America after Brazil. Argentina is about 1/3 the size of the United States and has the Andes Mountains and Chile on its western border. As you can see, Argentina is ranked 2nd for the world's inflation rate according to Global Finance. In 2020, Argentina inflation was only 42.015 and it increased by years. 2021, 48.409 increased by 6.394%. It increased again in 2022 with 72.431%, increased by 24.022%. In 2023, it has started to reach more than 100. 133.489% increased by 61.058%. April 2024, the rate was more than double amount of 2023, 249.793, increased by 116.304%. How can this happen? It will be explained by my groupmate.
My name is ATHIRAH binti ABDUL KHALID and I will continue the presentation with the issue of inflation in Argentina. As stated in the slide, the first issue is the price control and subsidies. In this case, the government of Argentina controls the prices of goods. The intention of the government to do it is to keep the essential goods to maintain affordable. However, the controls lead the shortage of the goods as many producers may not willing to sell their goods at the lower prices. Other than that, the subsidies given by the government supposed to help consumer constrain the government budget, and sometimes it lead to the inefficient market outcomes and it will increase the inflation in the country. Next, Argentina has struggled with chronic fiscal deficit, where the government spending consistently exceed their revenue. So to cover this gap, the government frequently borrowing or printing more money, increasing the money supply without corresponding increase in goods and services leads to the higher inflation as they are more pesos chasing the same amount of goods. That's all from me. I will pass to the next presenter.
Assalamualaikum and good afternoon, madam. My name is NURFARAH Mama ARIFF. Now, I will talk about the impact of the inflation in Argentina. The first impact that we discover are decreasing the purchasing power. As inflation rises, the value of money decreases, meaning that consumers can afford fewer goods and services with the same amount of money. This leads to a reduction in the real income of a household, making it harder for people to maintain their standard of living. In Argentina, high inflation rates have led to a sharp increase in prices, eroding the real value of wages and savings. Even though people may receive salary increases, if these raises don't keep pace with inflation, their real income effectively decreases. This leaves families struggling to cover basic expenses, reduces their ability to save for the future, and can cause widespread dissatisfaction. The second and the last impact of inflation in Argentina would be the currency depreciation, which is the high inflation often leads to the devaluation of Argentina peso. As inflation rises, people lose faith in the value of the peso, so they often seek to hold more stable foreign currencies like the US dollar. This increase in demand for foreign currency further drive down the peso value. A depreciated currency makes import more expensive because it now takes more pesos to buy the same amount of foreign goods. Since Argentina imports many essential products, including energy, food and machinery, this leads to a rise in the price of these goods domestically, further fueling inflation. If Argentina has borrowed money in foreign currencies such as US dollar, a weaker peso makes it more expensive to repay that debt. The government and businesses now need more pesos to pay off the same dollar-dominated debt, increasing the fiscal burden. Depreciation can cause investors to pull their money out of the country, fearing further devaluation. This capital flight worsens the economic situation by reducing investment, which in turn affects growth and employment. That's all from me. Thank you.
I will be discussing two potential policies to address Argentina's severe inflation crisis, which has skyrocketed to over 116% in 2024. The policies I will cover are monetary policy tightening and central bank independence, and fiscal discipline and structural reforms. Both of these policies have been effective in other emerging economies and could offer a path forward for Argentina. Let's start with the first policy, monetary policy tightening and central bank independence. Argentina's central bank faces political pressure leading to excessive money printing and hyperinflation. To address this, the country needs to adopt a more stringent monetary policy, raising interest rates and controlling the money supply. Ensuring central bank independence is crucial for effective inflation stabilization. Countries like Chile and Brazil have successfully reduced inflation and stabilized economies by granting independence to their central bank. Now let's move to the second policy, fiscal discipline and structural reforms. Argentina's government's excessively fiscal deficit, driven by excessive spending and borrowing, can lead to inflation. To combat this, Argentina should reduce its fiscal deficit by cutting efficient subsidies, reducing unproductive government expenditures, and introducing effective tax collection measures. Structural reforms such as boosting productivity, fostering innovation, and diversifying the economy can also reduce Argentina's dependency on imports and strengthen the currency, ultimately reducing inflation in the long term.
In conclusion, our research highlights the key causes of Argentina's inflation crisis, such as price controls, subsidies, and fiscal deficits, which have eroded purchasing power and devalued the peso. We propose two solutions: tightening monetary policy with central bank independence and enforcing fiscal discipline with structural reforms. Successful examples from countries like Chile and Brazil show these strategies can work. While Argentina faces significant challenges, our analysis suggests that with the right policies, it can regain economic stability and improve living standards. That is all for our findings on inflation in Argentina. Thank you to our lecturer and whomever who watched this video. Have a good day. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.